Hi guys, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys all of my fall recommendations.
It was late at night. You tossed and turned as thoughts began.
Alright, so I did a video with my summer recommendations. It actually did pretty well, so thank you for that. And I said in that video that I was going to do my fall recommendations, and I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit and do not just books, but a couple TV shows and movie recommendations. I do have a Letterboxd and a I do have a Letterboxd and Serializd accounts. I will pop them up here and I will link them in the description if you guys want to go follow me on both of these apps. I have a list with all my autumn recommendations, so if you want movies and TV shows, I got you. So I'm just gonna name off a few of like my honorable mentions, and then we'll get into the books. I'm probably gonna start with my Kindle recommendations because I don't have a lot, but I do have a good chunk of physical. So let's get into this. So starting off with my Letterboxd, because I have it open. I made this, and it's honestly just like a whole bunch of like older movies that when I think of these, I just think of the fall. So, and I have 12 out of 40 of these already watched. So I'm just gonna go ahead and list off a couple of them. You've Got Mail. I watched this for the first time a couple months ago, and I was like, I definitely need to rewatch this when it is like peak fall time. It is such a cute movie, like New York in the fall. Love. Could not ask for anything better. When I watch those kinds of movies, those are the kinds of movies that are just like, this is what I miss, like the nostalgia in these films and stuff. Of course, Devil Wears Prada. I feel like I watch this movie every fall, especially around Thanksgiving. This is definitely a movie that is always being played on our TV. It is so good. There is Stepmoms, Legally Blonde, The Awkward Moment. I completely forgot about this movie and was reminded about it the other day, and I was like, wow, that is actually a really good movie. Little Women, specifically the 2019 remake. I thought this movie was so good. I watched it last fall with my friends for the first time. It was on Hulu, and I watched it, and I was like, I see the hype. A classic, Sweet Home Alabama. Oh my god, I could watch this movie so many times. Reese Witherspoon, beautiful. Then of course, A Walk to Remember. I just rewatched this on Netflix before they got rid of it. Halloween Town 1 through 3. Matilda, the entire Twilight series, because you cannot not watch that in the fall. And those are just a couple. Like, there's still a lot on my list that I just didn't want to name off, and I'm still like constantly adding movies that I like think of or I see in videos. They're constantly getting added onto that list. Now into my serials. This is, hold on, I gotta find my list. Yes, my fall TV guide. I have gotten most of these recs from a TikToker. I put her at in the description, but also I added a few of my own. Starting off strong, honestly, Baby Daddy is such a funny TV show, and I was reminded about it the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I used to watch this show when I would come home from school, and it would be dark at like 3 o'clock. I would go sit on my couch, put on the episode, and do homework. So funny. With that being said, Superstore is such a good show. It's reminds me so much of Walmart. Honestly, like, there might be a couple, like, throwbacks. Parenthood. Oh, my God. Parenthood is such a good show. If you loved This Is Us, which is also a recommendation I'm going to throw on here. This Is Us and Parenthood and Gilmore Girls. I feel like that is, like, the triangle effect if you want small town, family, drama. As far as Parenthood and This Is Us. Parenthood and This Is Us are so good. If you want family, if you want drama, if you want the fall feels, these two shows right here, and then Gilmore Girls, of course, just to throw it in for the trifecta. Such a good show. There's 6 seasons. It is on Hulu if you want to watch that. And then we go into things like The Last of Us, Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. Those are more like serious topics, but I feel like they're perfect for the fall time. Let me see what else is on here. Oh my god, of course, Wednesday on Netflix with Jenna Ortega. Beautiful. I cannot wait for season 2 to come out. Jenna has said that season 2 is going to be so much more gorier than season 1, but I still do think season 1 is a beautiful little, like, kind of gory, more on the mystery, like, kiddish side. So I'm really excited to see the jump from 1 to 2, but I do feel like 1 is a really good one to watch now before you get into season 2. Okay, a couple more. The Queen Charlotte, like, Bridgerton spinoff. Honestly, if you've never watched Bridgerton, you could just watch that limited series and be done. I cannot wait to rewatch it. I love it so much. All American, honestly, if you want to watch that one was really good. Oh my god, along the lines of Swagger on Apple TV. Let me rant really quick before I give you guys my last one. Swagger on Apple TV only got 2 seasons before it got canceled. Don't know why it got canceled, because it was Apple TV's one of their like #1 series for a really long time. It is so good. It's about this boy Jace Carson. I don't know if it's based on a true story or not, but it's about this kid Jace Carson. He is like a basketball prodigy, and he gets the opportunity to play on this team and bring them to the championship. And he is kind of like you're watching a star slowly progress. The cast beautiful, the story beautiful, because he comes from, it's his mom and his sister and him, and they're trying to get him into the NBA. So good. He has a best friend, Crystal, and they have like a friends to lovers relationship. And when I tell you guys, it was so beautiful getting to watch them, and they're 2 black actors and actresses, and getting just to see young black love on screen was so beautiful. I highly recommend. It is on Apple TV, so if you don't have Apple TV, you can't watch it. I'm sure you can find it on a site somewhere though. Yeah, and then my last recommendation is Friday Night Lights. This small town, if you want to think like One Tree Hill, the OC, like that, small town high school football, that's all I have to say. A young Michael B. Jordan, like, oh my god, the casting on this is actually stacked. Great TV show. There's 5 seasons. I believe it is all on Netflix and Hulu. Fantastic. So, with that being said, let's jump into my Kindle recommendations. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't have that many Kindle recommendations. I just went into my Kindle and I typed in fall books, and this is what came up. Currently, though, I am reading Take Her On by Emily Wright. This is not a fall book, but it is a but it is a soccer romance book. If you read Cleat Cute, I did a reading vlog on that if you want to go watch that. But if you read Cleat Cute, this is like almost exactly like Cleat Cute. Like, this is kind of what I wish Cleat Cute would have given me, because this one has me so sucked in, but it is almost like the same concept. But instead of like women, like US women's national team, this is college. It is Maya and Jamie. Jamie used to go to the rival university that Maya played against. They have never won against Harriet, is I believe Jamie's college. They never once won over Harriet. And Jamie transfers to Maya's university, and it's their last year in college, and now they have to work on the soccer team. It is Rivals to Lovers. You guys know I eat it up every single time. Yeah, Kindle Unlimited, highly suggest. So, with that being said, I actually found some really cute books, starting off with this one that it's not out yet. It comes out September 18th, which is currently the 16th. So, now that I'm saying that, this book comes out on Wednesday. So, by the time that this video goes up, this book will be out. But it is called Coming Home to Stars Fall by Kate Hewitt, I think is how you say her name. I've never read a book from her before, but it looks so cute. It says perfect for the fans of Gilmore Girls, which I love. It's about a small town, and I want to say, it says, just like the whole town of Stars Fall thinks, Lori Ellis, as she and her beloved dog Max head to collect the store keys. Maybe she has seen better days too, but she's certainly ready for a new start and to leave her past behind. Still, Lori wonders whether she made a terrible mistake in coming to lovable but shady Stars Fall. Will she even find customers for her pet store and bakery? Never mind, a community to welcome and accept her. Then it says, not according to Joshua Riley, the handsome but grumpy manager of the bookstore across the road, who claims he's never heard of anything so ridiculous as a bakery for dogs. So that is that book. That looks honestly so freaking cute. Like the cover. Hello. The cover is just giving straight up fall vibes. I love that. Alright. And so these next two books are the start of two separate series. This is the Cozy Creek collection. It's a 6-book series, all by different authors, but the first book is from Lyra Parrish, and that first book is Fall I Want. It's a small town autumn inspired billionaire romance. You guys, so freaking cute. What's their names? So Zane and Alexander. So Zane Alexander is this billionaire. He comes to this small town, and him and the main character, who's not giving me her name, they kind of have like this like bad blood. Like their first impression and second impression did not go good at all, but the female main character's ex-boyfriend is back in town, and Zane decides to be her fake boyfriend. So it is fake dating for that first book. It is so good, and honestly, the books in these series look so cute. Like I said, there are 6 books. The first book is 474 pages, so you would have a lot to read with these books, but I definitely want to check these out. And like I said, they are on Kindle Unlimited. Alright, the next series that I have to suggest is Sweater Weather. It is also by a collection of authors. The first book in it, though, is called Just Don't Fall. It's a fake dating hockey rom-com, and that is by Emma St. Clair. The books, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on my phone. Hello. So cute. Anyways, the first book, this is the description for the first book, Just Don't Fall. It says, now Logan is back in Harvest Hollow, but not willingly. Recovering from an injury and some bad press, he's stuck playing for our minor league team, which means I'll be working with him almost daily. As the hockey team's social media manager, it's my job to wrangle all the guys into filming TikTok trending videos, but Logan doesn't want to be wrangled. Turns out neither does my heart, because my old crush never died. Love it. And this one, which I actually do want to look into finding the books in these series, but the first book is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And I'm sure you guys have heard of these books by Laurie Gilmore. There is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. And then there is a Christmas one coming out, and I want to say that's a summer one. But this is a spicy small town romance and TikTok phenomenon. Perfect for fans of Hannah Grace and Stephanie Archer. I've seen these two books, but have not looked into them much. Okay, so those are all that I have for Kindle recommendations. Now let's get into my physical book recommendations, because I have some pretty much everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to start off with these 2 books that are right here. I don't really know if you could consider them fall books, because I think this one takes place in the summer, but Archer's voiced by Mia Sheridan. I definitely want to read this. I feel like I see a lot of people read this during the fall time. I don't know much about it. I just know that Archer, I believe he is like an outcast in his like town, because I believe he's deaf. And what's her name? I don't know the girl's name, but she comes into town, and I think she's the only person that like communicates with him. Oh, my cousin just showed me her nails, and they're so freaking cute. Anyways, yeah, I think she's one of the only people that communicate with him, and they kind of have like a bit of a crazy love story. Yeah. So the next book, The Song of Achilles. I do know that this is, I want to say, Greek mythology, and if I'm not mistaken, Circe is another book that is kind of within this, like, intertwined. I don't know much about this book, but I definitely want to read this and listen to the audiobook, because I just know that the like names and words in here are going to trip me up. Yes, A Tale of, oh my god, my book. It has like a cut on it. I'm just not seeing this. It says, A Tale of Gods and Goddesses, Kings and Queens, Immortal Fame, and the Human Heart. Actually, with this being said, another show recommendation, Percy Jackson on Disney Plus. So good. Cannot wait for season 2. The cast is getting older. The voices are getting deeper. The story is getting intenser. Yeah. The Maid. What is this? The Maid by Nita Pruse. Molly Gray is not like everyone else. She struggles with social skills and often misreads people's intentions, but no matter what, she still throws herself with gusto into her work as a hotel maid at the 5-star Regency Grand. Her obsessive love of cleaning and proper etiquette makes her the ideal fit for the job. She delights in donning her crisp uniform each morning, stocking her cart with miniature soaps and returning guest rooms to a state of perfection. But Molly's ordinary life is upended the day she enters the suite of the infamous wealthy Charles Black, only to find Mr. Black dead, very dead, in his bed. Perplexed by Molly's unusual behavior, police immediately suspect her of murder. She's soon caught in the web of deception, with no idea how to untangle herself. Fortunately for Molly, friends she never knew she had joined her in the search for clues about what really happened to Mr. Black. But will they be able to find the real killer before it's too late? So good. And honestly, with that being said, The Housemaids is my next recommendation. I feel like you guys all probably know what this book is, but it's The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I believe there's 2 more books that just came out in this series. But this is about, is she practically a maid for our main female character is a cleaner, I want to say, the housemaid for the Winchesters. The Winchesters. She pretty much does like everything that there is to do in the house. One day the wife catches her like trying on one of her clothes, and she locks her in her room, but she has a bit of a shady past, and I think she finds some like weird things out about this family. But these two seem like they are in the same wavelength. So yes. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. This, if I'm not mistaken, is a mystery. It says, things have been wrong with Mr. and Mrs. Wright for a long time. Every anniversary, the couple exchange traditional gifts, and Adam's wife writes him a letter she never lets him read until now. Self-confessed workaholic Adam Wright has face blindness. He can't even recognize his own wife, and Amelia is sick of feeling unseen. When Adam and Amelia win a weekend getaway to Scotland, it might be just what their marriage needs. This weekend may or may not break their marriage, but they didn't randomly win this trip. One of them is lying, and someone doesn't want them to live happily ever after. I love fall because that is the time when all the mystery thrillers start to come out. Alrighty. This book series, I feel like just like in my summer book where I recommended The Summer I Turned Pretty, I could not recommend this series, and that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I just finished the last book in this series. The video is the last video before this one. I will probably be putting it in the end if you guys want to go check it out. But I finally finished this series. So good. So it's about a girl, Pippa Fitzmahoby. Also, there is a TV show out about it if you want to watch it too. I feel like the TV show did a really good job at following the first book. So if you don't want to read the series, maybe watch the TV show. But anyways, it's about a girl, Pip Fitzamobi, for her senior project in the books I'm going to talk about. For her senior project, she decides to solve, quote unquote, solve or rediscuss a cold case that happened in her town. I have the US version of the books, so these take place in Connecticut. Fairfield, Connecticut. I do know that there is a set of UK books where it takes place somewhere in the UK. I would maybe pick up that set of books because the TV show is based in the UK. But the US version that I have is based in Fairfield, Connecticut. Besides the point. Yeah, so it is a cold case of a girl named Andy Bell. Her ex-boyfriend Sal Tsai was framed for killing her, and Pip does not believe that to be true. So she opens up the case and tries to do the digging that the police weren't able to do. As she's doing digging, the killer is threatening her to stop talking about this case, and it just gets really crazy. That is the first book. The second book, one of her friend's brother goes missing, so she's solving an active missing persons case and learning things about the town, honestly. And then the third book in the series, Pip is now getting stalked and needs to figure out who her stalker is before she possibly gets hurt and killed. There's so much more than that in these books, but I don't want to give anything away. So, highly recommend this series. If you want a teenage version of Criminal Minds, that is this series right here. I forget what the entire series is called within itself, but it is a 4-book series. The first book being The Naturals. It is like Criminal Minds, but take them as teenagers. So it's a group of kids that work for the FBI solving cold cases, and they each kind of have their own specialty. There is Casey and why am I blanking on his name? There is Casey and Dean, who are both profilers. There is Michael, who does really good at reading people's like emotions. There is, I believe her name is Sloan, who is a hacker. And then there's Layla or Lily, and is she the one that's good with telling people's emotions? Or she's like a human lie detector. Yeah, there is 4 books. So there is The Naturals, there's Killer Instinct, All In, and Bad Blood. This first book, we join Casey as she joins The Naturals and living with them and helping them solve cold cases. Also, when Casey was younger, her mom got killed and went missing, and she never got to solve that case. So this book, one of their cold cases that they're solving, kind of intertwines with Casey and her mom's story. So that is so good. I do have the second book in the series that I do want to get into possibly this fall. But yes. And then my last book recommendation for my little sapphic lovers out there. This one, I don't think I did a reading vlog when I was reading this, but I definitely did talk about it in my 2023 like book wrap up. This book, it was so good that I had to buy the physical copy. Try Six Venom by Penelope Douglas. If you guys know, this was my 5-star read without it being 5 stars. I gave this book 4.75 stars, and I wanted to give it 5 stars. The only reason why I didn't is because when I say check the trigger warnings, check the trigger warnings. This is a bully romance. One thing about me is I hate bullies. I hate cheaters. So this one was very hard to get through. I went into this book blind, not knowing that it was a bully romance, but the tension was so good in the book that I had to just read through the bullying and just had to push myself to get through to this book. So good. I'm going to read you guys the back. Marymount girls are good girls. Even if they weren't, no one would know, because girls like Clay Collins keep their mouths shut. Not that Clay has anything to share anyways. Always in control, she owns the halls, walks tall on Monday, then drops to her knees like the good Christian girl she is on Sundays. What she wants, she has to keep hidden. Liv, technically Olivia, Jager, I think is her last name, crosses the tracks every day for one reason, to graduate from high school and get into an Ivy League college. But Clay, with her beautiful skin, clean shoes, and rich parents, torments Lily daily. And then Lily gets Clay alone and finds out she's hiding so much more than just what's underneath those pretty clothes. Liv tells Clay to stay on her side of town, but one night Clay doesn't listen, and once Liv is done with her, she'll never be a good girl again. So good. And the fan cast that people have put on TikTok for these girls, I'm just gonna pop them up right here because I'm sorry, but this is all I see. Oh, I'm sorry, but this is all I see when I'm reading this book. So yes, it is. I believe it's still on Kindle Unlimited, but I had to go and buy the physical book because I'm definitely going to be doing a reread of this once I finish a couple of the books that I'm reading right now, and I definitely want to go back and annotate it. I cannot wait. But yeah, I just want you guys to know it is heavy, so please check the trigger warnings. Like literally right here, this book deals with emotionally difficult topics including abuse, bullying, homophobia, suicide, self-harm, violence, body shaming, and fat phobia, sexual assault, emotional and physical abuse, eating disorder, and outing. Anyone who believes such content may upset them is encouraged to consider their well-being and choose whether to continue reading. Yes. All right, you guys, that is all my fall recommendations. I had a lot of fun filming this video. I would do it again for the winter, but I don't really have winter recommendations. I would just say it's all of these because fall, winter, and then throw in a couple summer reads in there. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.